Welcome to the Untrapped podcast, where we give motivational and inspirational tips about life, small business, wisdom,
health, wealth, finance, relationships.
It's about being the best you that you can possibly be. Hashtag Untrapped. Welcome to the Untrapped podcast. I am your host, Keith Kelfus.
I want to tell you the story. I know this is in bad taste and it doesn't sound real professional, but you got to hear me out. It's the story of the $5 whore. Somebody told me this. It has everything to do with small business and pricing and confidence. So, have you ever had a customer that it's your recurrent client, you want to raise the price on them and you can't, and they push back and you're constantly getting cut down and you want to make more money, yet it's just not working with your current clientele? You got to keep them how you got them. So, I know it sounds bad, but if there was like a $5 whore, right? And she goes and does her business for $5, and the guy's like, it's $5, and it's always been $5. But one day she comes back and she's wearing high heels and a red dress, and she goes, well, now it's going to be $20 because now I'm a high class hooker. The dude is going to be like, what? I had you for $5. You're a $5. I know it sounds so horrible. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's just, I don't know other way to tell the story because this is the way I heard it. Basically, you got to keep them how you got them. Which means is however you got that customer, that price, you might be able to raise the price on them a little bit, but you got to keep them that price or find a brand new customer with the new upgraded you. You're the high class hooker, but the brand new upgraded you with the new confidence, the new sense of self-worth, the new sense of professionalism, or whatever it may be, and your new high price. Because no matter how many times you go back to that customer who has the first impressions are a motherfucker, my buddy Danny Fopp tells me, the way that customer got that first impression of you burns into their subconscious. You ever go to a customer and they're trying to talk you down on something? And it's just, you could just know that they don't value you or what you're going to do. And then you come to their house next week. Like, it's almost like they don't even have the money. Like, you feel bad for them. But you come to their house next week. It's not nobody's fault. And they've got a $65,000 brand new BMW sitting in the driveway. And you're scratching your head. So you do the job again cheap. And then you come back a month later. And they've got they're having a $30,000 patio installed in their backyard because they're having a big party. And then when it comes to you, see, I had this very, very, very wealthy client my first few years in this business. And this guy walked all over me. He wiped his ass with me, and I let him do it because I didn't believe I was worth it. And at the age of 28 years old, I heard once that he referred to me as somebody else as a kid. Oh, Keith's a good kid. Kid. Wait a second. Aren't you a grown-ass woman, a grown-ass man? If somebody you hear behind your back that they think of you as a kid, it must be because you're conducting yourself as a kid and you're not putting your foot down. Why wouldn't you put your foot down if you reverse engineer that? Why would you continue to act like a $5 hooker? Because you haven't experienced wealth yet. You haven't experienced abundance yet. But I'm getting to a point. You haven't experienced it yet. Therefore, you don't believe it's there for you. And you believe that the only way to make money is to take whatever you can get. That low-paying job. Going in the garbage can for... I know this is pretty low. But you're never going to experience it till you draw your line in the fucking sand. You get it? The identity upgrade has to happen inside of you, and the old must shed away. How many customers have you lost? Now, here's the next thing. Unless you're selling them a $65,000 BMW. BMW is a brand. It's a luxury brand. They're selling very important status. It's a status play. If you're selling them something that they don't necessarily want and they need it, you're not going to be able to fucking charge them $65,000 anyways. Okay, so check this out. I was reading Dr. Wayne Dyer's book once. Dr. Wayne Dyer, he's talking about how like he doesn't like to fix anything in his house. His Indian name is He Who Writes the Checks. And he hires a plumber to come. And the plumber writes him a bill for like $650. And Dr. Wayne Dyer says, "What the hell? You were only here an hour, $150. And I think the guy said something like, I think he said, "I know a physician who doesn't make that much money." And the plumber said, "Yeah, I used to be a physician and now I'm a plumber." Like, so what that means is there a possibility you could go back to that same old customer who used to kind of rip you off and cut you down and you let them walk all over you? Could you go back to that same customer in a few years, selling him something completely different with a whole new you, and literally charge him, I don't know, let's just say $10,000 to start with? Or something completely different than you were selling before? What I'm getting at here is, what are you selling? How valuable is it to the customer? And how much do you believe in yourself? Where's your identity at? You got to get them you got to keep them how you get them. I think that we're better off going out and getting brand new customers at dollar prices than stressing whatsoever at all of trying to raise the prices on our current customers. They're going to get upset. And they're going to find somebody cheaper. So don't keep them. What's up, reality is comedy. Angela Carlton, dream chasing. Colton Wilson, Jeremy Zook. Daniel Shalav. Thank you, sir. I'm fired up. Like, absolute breakthroughs are coming through in my head. I know this sounds like a really simpleton thing, and I'm not saying you can't make $1 million cleaning windows or cutting people's lawns or all that shit. I'm not saying that. But I am saying if you have low ticket price items that you're selling, it's going to be a lot harder, because you have to do a lot more volume and put out a lot more risk to make $1 million. Just broke a window mowing. Oh, that sucks. I did that before. I was on a rider mowing doing fall cleanups, and there was a rock underneath the leaves. I didn't see it. I shot a rock like that big right through an apartment, like basement window, and it like landed in the front room where there was like a kid being fed with applesauce. I was like, oh my God. I think that was the only time I ever broke anything. It wasn't my fault. You know, it was my fault. Even if I knew the rock was there or not. And you kill yourself in the process, says Angela Carlton. Who here has killed themselves, and at the end of the year, you're like, I worked my ass off. I worked 70 hours a week, and we only brought in this much? Here's another thing that fascinates me, and I'll end this. How the hell have I tripled our revenue, and we're working in the same exact subdivisions as when I started out 6 years ago? Dr. Wayne Dyer also said, if you walk up to the ocean of abundance with the little tiny teaspoon and you go, oh, that seems to be all there is available for me. Or if you go to the ocean of abundance with a 20-yard dump truck and you fill it up 2,000 times a day. The ocean of abundance is unlimited. It's all what we believe. And how much are we reducing it through our consciousness? Get away from it, says Daniel Shalav. I haven't heard from you a minute on Snapchat. Selling value. What is value? Value is something that's valuable to somebody else. Either sell a whole lot of what someone needs or really high price, high value items of what they want. I'm fired up. And I'm looking forward to hearing about your success story. I want to hear about your success stories. Okay, I'm getting out of here. I got to make it to the dump this jalopy. And I'll see you on the flip flop now. There's a vlog coming out soon. I'm going to be showing it what happened at the marketing ROI. So that vlog will be out in a few days. Amazing experience. There were people literally coming up to me crying, bro, and hugging me at the marketing ROI. The next year's marketing ROI is going to be amazing, bro. Eric Reno is going to stand on stage in front of like 400 people. He's going to drop down to one knee and everybody's going to do it with him like this. And everybody's going to bow their head and put their fist up in the air and they're going to scream, tears dripping down their face. That's some breakthrough shit.